For all the educators who are listening to this, I believe in my entire being that education, like art, needs no justification. It is its own reward, it has its value that is intrinsic, and you cannot take away from it. For many people, the Meadowlands in New Jersey refers to MetLife Stadium or things that have been built in the Meadowlands. What the Meadowlands truly is an area of the Hackensack River watershed, which is in the northeast corner of the state, a very, very highly populated portion of the state. It is basically sandwiched in between New York City and Jersey City and Newark, and an incredible amount of development and populated areas within that part of New Jersey. But after the Second World War, increasingly development, destruction of wetlands, increase of population, et cetera, conspired together essentially to transform those 21,000 acres down to 7,000 acres of wetland. But despite so many people living and working and traveling through this region, it wasn't until really the early 1990s that the conservation community in New Jersey began to really look at this place. There were two groups. One was the New Jersey Audubon Society, which did a groundbreaking study of the bird life that actually proved in a 3-year study that the Hackensack Meadowlands, the Hackensack River itself, was a major and important migratory bird corridor. But secondly, advocacy began to emerge essentially from local groups, and among the local groups, the preeminent local group was Hackensack Riverkeeper. My boss is Captain Bill Sheen. He started Hackensack Riverkeeper in 1997. He barely had 2 nickels to rub together. He was a cab driver and ex-rock and roll drummer who gave a damn. He cared about the waterways, he cared about the future of the watershed and the region, and wanted to make a difference. Against him and against the conservation community was an army of developers and consultants and lawyers and state and federal agencies that were willing to write off this resource, willing to just let it go, willing to let it be essentially destroyed. So in those days, we couldn't go head to head with this kind of opposition. So we looked at the options, and the biggest thing we could do was use the truth, was to use environmental education as a tool. We used environmental education as our primary tool of advocacy to get people out in the Meadowlands, on the Hackensack River. And one scout troop at a time, one senior club at a time, one classroom at a time. That's how we did it. We created and built a constituency. And it wasn't just, the kids and the seniors and others, but it began to move and grow. Like I said, reporters took interest. Politicians took interest, local politicians. And ultimately, we were able to literally crack into the State House of New Jersey. Our acting governor back in 2000, a guy by the name of Donald DeFrancesco, wanted to know what the hell the ruckus was all about in the Meadowlands. Invited us in for a chat. We educated him. A U.S. congressman at the time. The Meadowlands lies mostly in the 9th Congressional District of New Jersey. Then Congressman Steve Rothman said, can I go on your boat and talk to you about the Meadowlands? Yeah, of course you can. He brought his children, brought his district staff, 3.5 hours on the water. He goes, I get it. Thank you. When Congressman Rothman, who had a perfect rating from the legal conservation voters and from organized labor, was able to say to these gentlemen and ladies, look, work with me, you'll have your jobs, and we're going to save this wetland. Every level, from pre-K to elected officials. Don't give up. Don't write anybody off. Sometimes your best colleagues or your best allies, your best partners will be people that initially were like, wouldn't want anything to do with you. Communicate, speak intelligently, respectfully, passionately, and don't give up. And you'll be amazed at what education, particularly environmental education,
Visit greenteacher.com to find links to other videos, webinars, books, and Green Teacher, our quarterly magazine for youth educators. While there, sign up for our free mailing list to learn more about upcoming free webinars and videos.